For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe. Our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. NewsSpin calling, 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 calling. Across the land, all across the world, echoes of voices, we join hand in hand. Harmony rise in the afternoon sun. Come along, NewsSpin has begun. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. Truth from St. Lucia to sandy shores, from cities and hills to the Caribbean breeze. We sing together, hearts at ease, education to open every mind. Learn about your country, leave no one behind. When NewsSpin is on your radio, come along hands in hands, voices in unity, singing loud. NewsSpin, news the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. St. Lucian's heart to the world's every land. Knowledge unites us hand in hand. Yeah, Tim on NewsSpin call, bridging gaps between us all. Voices lift on high, under one sky we unify. Tim on NewsSpin call, bridging gaps between us all. Voices lift on high, under one sky we unify. NewsSpin is on education for all, from city streets to mountains tall. Learn your history, share your dreams. Together we light the world with our flame. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. Better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world. Yeah, NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show, most monitored talk show in the world.
Welcome to another week of the most monitored talk show in the world, and that's NewsSpin, which is on the NewsSpin Facebook page, as well as Power 97.9 FM and the NewsSpin YouTube channel. Please like the video, share, subscribe to the NewsSpin YouTube channel, and click the notification bell to help the NewsSpin YouTube channel grow. My name is Timothy Poleon. We'll be together until 2 o'clock this afternoon with your calls at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Again, 716-2026. And we trust you had yourself an enjoyable weekend and you all set for another week of life's challenges and focusing on those developments that are of importance to you so that you can make critical decisions. What awaits you during the course of this week, as far as life is concerned, we don't know. But rest assured, it will be exciting. This is St. Lucia we're talking about. Jante is here, and she is already going through your comments in the chat room, and she'll be providing us with some updates. St. Lucia Labour Party administrations, they have a preoccupation, if you want to call it, an obsession with always making reference to the consumption of bears. You remember, or maybe if you don't, let me remind you. Then Prime Minister Dr. Kenny Anthony, delivering his budget address 2003-2004. And in his wisdom, he decided to, as is normal with SLP administrations, imposing increased fees on you. Remember those increases for your driver's license? In one instance, it was increased from $150 to $300, I think, for 3 years. And a lot of people question this, challenge this. It was discussed on NewsSpin. And the response then, or the defense that was put then, was that, boy, the extra $50, just the cost of a few beers, few Heineken that you consume ever so often. So the SLP have a way of always justifying imposing increases on you. And this Prime Minister, Philip J. Pierre, is now saying to you that schools are set to reopen within the next few weeks. Get your priorities right. And instead of consuming 3 Heineken beers, or 3 beers, consume 2.5. And the other half, leave it for your children to go to school. Now, if you take it in literal form, and I know that's not what he meant. You consume 2.5 beers, and literally the other half, you put it in your son or your daughter's water bottle, or whatever they use to put their drinks, their juice, etc., and send them to school with the other half. If you take it literally, that's what he was saying. But that's not what he meant. In other words, he's saying, do not fritter away or waste your financial resources and then find yourself in limbo whereby you cannot meet the educational needs of your children. And we'll hear the Prime Minister now, in his own words, delivering an address at the Castries East constituency's annual general meeting on Sunday. So we'll listen to him and then we'll provide an analysis to his statement.
School is opening. If you want to drink 3 beers, drink 2.5. Leave the other half to give your child to go to school. School is opening. If you want to drink 3 beers, drink 2.5. Leave the other half to give your child to go to school.
Now you can imagine somebody else making that comment or that statement, an opponent of the Prime Minister. Can you imagine how that person will be ridiculed if you take it in its literal form? But what must be understood, that while there is merit in what the Prime Minister said, what obtains for the operatives of his political party? Those people are benefiting from all the contracts. Because you see, the poor man has to make the sacrifice. Always the poor man. 2.5 bears. Limit. 2.5. What do you say, Mr. Prime Minister and political leader of the SLP, to operatives of the SLP who are getting all the contracts from government? What do you say to those people who are directly benefiting from the sale of thousands of our passports, changing their vehicles every now and then? Are they making sacrifices whilst benefiting from the resources of the state? And poor people don't understand that, you know. You're always the ones who are asked to make the sacrifices. And if the well-heeled supporters of the Senusha Labour Party were generating the finances primarily through independent efforts, we'll not call them to make any sacrifices. But when, because of your connection to the party, you're getting contract after contract, mounting to thousands upon thousands of dollars and even millions of dollars, the bar is always open, you know. And that's why we posed our NewsSpin question of the day in that banner. 2.5 beers for the poor man's cup. But for the operatives, the bar never closes. So you're going to tell an operative of the SLP, because of his or her connections with the party, and we're making millions of dollars to make that kind of sacrifice? They don't have to. They really don't have to. So it's for the ordinary man, the ordinary Senushan, the poor man, to understand that do not support political parties primarily because you love the political leader, because you love your parliamentary representative. You have to do it because of whatever policies that they are implementing. Those policies are resulting in a large section of the Senushan society benefiting from the effects of those policies. Because if it's a case where the wealth is not distributed fairly, the Prime Minister will continue to say to you, the poor man, consume 2.5 bears, and those people are benefiting because it's lopsided. It is not properly skewed. Those people are benefiting in the main from the resources of the state, the limitless amount of bears that they can consume. And let's try to see if you could go through some of your reaction to our NewsSpin question of the day, which reads again: 2.5 bears for the poor man's cup, but for the operatives, the bar never closes. And somebody says there, where in Senusha do they sell half a beer? Just asking for someone who cannot drink a full bottle of beer. Another one says, best Prime Minister in St. Lucia, always in the circus performing. Awa, PM. Another one says, I'm not a drinker, but I think a beer is $5. But so I think he meant to say, if you have $15, you spend $12.50, give the children $2.50. He should have said money and not beer. PJP to think before speaking. Just some of the comments. I'll not go through most of them. But you have definitely gotten the point. As usual, after every weekend, it appears, we have some bad news to share with you. And we are not manufacturing that news, you know. Clearly, we are not manufacturing that news. I'm saying that because the Prime Minister wants us to focus only on good news. The good news. There's some people always bad news, reporting on bad news. Everything is bad news. If there's bad news, and the news basically pertains to things that are happening in this country that are having a detrimental impact on the wider society. And you need to be abreast, to be kept abreast of what is happening so that you can make critical decisions. It's on the basis of the news. And in my business, there isn't any bad news or good news. There is just news. You take it how you want. So according to the Press Relations Department of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, on Sunday, August 16th, 2026, at about 11:10 p.m., officers attached to the CID responded to a report of a shooting in Ravine Chabot, Castries. Officers arrived at the scene and found a lifeless male with apparent gunshot wounds in a heavily vegetated area. He was pronounced dead by a medical practitioner at the scene. He has since been identified as 56-year-old John Ferdinand, also known as John Slade of Ravine Chabot, Castries. An investigation into the circumstances surrounding the incident is ongoing, and the RSLPF urges anyone with information that may assist with this investigation to contact the Crimes Unit at 456-3756. Information can be provided anonymously via the crime hotline at 555 or through the crime hotline app. Many of you, if you're from the nation's capital and surrounding communities, you would know of John Ferdinand, better known as John Slade. One of the individuals who would be liming in the William Peter Boulevard area, and from time to time he would be directing you where to park, playing the role of a traffic officer. And earlier years before that, he would be liming outside the Clark Cinema, and he's also from the Hospital Road area. I grew up with this individual, and his life certainly wasn't a pleasant one. Would have taken trips upon trips to either the main prison on Bridge Street or at Bordeley. Remember at one time he wanted to be a boxer. So condolences go out to his children as well as his family, and that is the family of John Ferdinand, who is also known as John Slade. Once again, his lifeless body was found on Sunday, the 16th of August, just after 11 p.m. There was another homicide, and it says there, on Sunday, August 16, 2026, at 12:39 a.m., officers attached to the Marigot Police Station responded to a report of a shooting at Bel Air in Castries. Officers proceeded to the area where they found the lifeless body of a male individual along a concrete road with apparent gunshot wounds about his body. He was pronounced dead by a medical practitioner at the scene. He has since been identified as 25-year-old Jamal Thomas of Bel Air, Castries. So again, recording 2 homicides over the weekend. There was another incident which occurred this time in Babino, where you had community carnival celebrations taking place there. And I'm sure for many of you, it certainly was a shock when so many of you would have seen this video via social media. Guy being struck in the head. I think the youngster is about 26 years old. And again, I know this youngster very well. He is from the Fuasho area. I'd like to wish him a speedy recovery. I don't know the nature of his injury. Unconfirmed reports are that he is in a coma. And what a tragic incident. Too many of those are occurring at various social events, various activities in the communities. Just too much violence in our St. Lucian society. That is one instance when I have to agree with the Prime Minister when he talks about taking personal responsibility. And we have to do that for ourselves and also residents in our community. We also, from time to time, if we can, take preemptive action, caution people, advise them, not to engage in certain acts of violence. And if we believe that the situation will escalate, we have certainly a role to play as far as de-escalating those incidents. So again, we'll monitor this development, and we can only hope that this guy will recover from that blow which he sustained. This was very, very tragic, and we can't even share the video with you on this program. We have a lot more, but I think it's a good time to hear from you at 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. Welcome back, Jante. Good afternoon to you. And let us find out what is happening right now in the chat rooms via Facebook as well as YouTube as we broadcast yet another program. But in the meantime, let me see if I could go through any of your WhatsApp messages. We'll be turning the mic over to Jante in just a moment. Somebody says there, why should you trust the police investigation into the RF matter? The PJP comments about the issue. We still have nothing from the investigation of the fishermen blown up in the sea. How closely is the Prime Minister working with the Americans to find out what happened? 1 mile, 1 meter, 1 space light year. How close is the Prime Minister working to get these investigations sorted with the police? Why should we trust the investigation? We'll be hearing more from the Prime Minister on this whole SSDF issue and the parading of SSDF checks on social media. Good afternoon to you again. Jante, let's find out what's happening in the chat rooms.
Good afternoon, Tim. Good afternoon, News Spinners. Starting off on YouTube, our first comment reads, drink 2.5 beers because you have increased cost of living, highest water rates, highest VAT rates, highest taxes, highest fuel prices in the Caribbean. I agree with you. Tim, you're always getting yourself in trouble with the ruling SLP. Tim, when you are on point and when you point out the nastiness going on in the country, you become a target for lashback. Tim, they just can't measure up. Moving on to Facebook, our first comment here reads, what about those of us who don't drink beers? So who sells half a beer? Make it make sense. PJP deserves an episode on Saturday Night Live. We have another comment saying, annual general meeting Pukisa. Elections were 8 months ago. While they're drinking Johnny Walker Black, Black and Gold by the gallons. So you, Peep, and Cabal made the Malawi and supporters depend on y'all for everything, and now y'all are coming and cry with solutions for the people y'all already gave bad manners to. shaking my head. A few comments are reading. Tim, tell the Prime Minister that when a 7-year-old book list consists of a tablet, I thought the government had a laptop program. King also said we can afford a water hike because we drink 5 beers every weekend. Consume 2.5 beers while they use our money in checks for sex scandals. We have more comments from our Facebook page reading PJP Special, Ginger Ale, 2.5 beers and conkles, Friday special coming to a bar near you. When will the police speak up about those community carnivals? Why is it that this PM just can't keep his speech on point? His speech is always open to speculation. We have another comment here reading, AA, what is happening in St. Lucia? And our final comment so far, oh my, people, what is happening in our island?
Thank you so much, Jante, for that update. Let's see if we can go through some more of your WhatsApp messages. Somebody just written, Lucians, how many more must die before you say enough is enough? How much more can you take from this administration before you can say it's enough? Again, according to our WhatsApp message. Let's see if we have, let's take a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Hello. Good afternoon to you.
Hi, Tim. Good day, and hello to Jante.
Good afternoon to you, caller.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Tim. Yet again, Tim, I want to just express my views on what the weekend's activity. I have said it so many times before. I may sound like a recorder, but I have no doubt that the police is not very, how I'll say that, boy, flexible when it comes to handling a lot of those matters, those incidents happening over the weekend. Thing. Number one, I think the police commissioner have to speak against those community carnivals. I don't see what reason we should have community carnivals. And Tim, that happened, those incidents happened. There's another incident, a stabbing that happened just in the same area, in Babuno.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're aware of that one.
I heard about it.
And that's just in the doorstep of the police station.
Mm-hmm.
Both incidents happened right at the police door. There is no way that those things can be happening if the police have their eyes dotted, The commissioner of police seems to be only speaking, or the executive of the force, only speaking at a prearranged once a month press conference. That's not enough, The people are not secured. And I understand and I agree when the Prime Minister would say, take personal responsibility. Tim, yesterday I was coming from church at 7:30, first mass, 6 o'clock mass. And I'm seeing young ladies, probably in their early 20s or so, walking up. So I'm wondering, with paint all over themselves and so on. So I'm wondering, what activity was there? I didn't even remember the Babuno Carnival. Tim, and those incidents, you have the church right there, you have the police station right there, and you have a major brawl going on right in front of the police station. And it took the police some time to respond, right in front of the police station. Couple that, you had 2 homicides again. I think that's 47 or 48, Tim, and you mentioned John Slade. I know John Slade very well. As a matter of fact, I just spoke to a colleague of mine, and we had an incident with John Slade in the early 2002 or thereabout. And I only met him during the election campaign at Shabot, and I thought this man was out of St. Lucia because he was out of trouble. It appears a long time. Between 2000 and 2026, I don't see him once. But I start to hear that he was killed and the way he was killed again. But it goes to show that what can happen. It's like Murphy's Law on a weekend in St. Lucia. If you think something bad can happen, it may very well happen. You just think about it, and it can happen in St. Lucia on a weekend.
Anything.
Because there seems to be no protection. There seems to be nobody looking out. Most of the people I am referring to in my head, if you would call them on a weekend, you will not get them. That's how much we are lit, you know, Tim. That's how much that's what the country is relying on, you know. People who are invincible, and it's only on a Monday you will get all sorts of stories, and everybody wants a piece of paper in their hand to make reference to. But I warned late last year before election, I warned on that program, on your program, Tim. I warned about those things. Those things will happen, and it will happen more frequently, and it will happen more severely. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for calling. WhatsApp message. It says there, good afternoon to you, Tim. I'm not against community carnival. I just believe that it should be held before our main carnival event. There should be no carnival after that. Another call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon, NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello? Hello, good afternoon. Okay, we lost that call. Let's see if we can take another call as we say hello and good afternoon. This is NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hi, good day. Am I speaking with Steve?
Yes, caller. This is NewsSpin and you are on the air.
How are you doing, Tim?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm all right. I'm a frequent listener, but this is my first time calling.
Thanks for calling,
I
sir.
felt compelled. No problem. There's so many topics that I could touch on, Tim, but I think, and it may sound repetitive, but crime is very, very, very troublesome in the island. Most persons are scared to leave their home. You're scared to attend an event. You don't know where the shooting, the killing, the stabbing, the fighting is going to come from. So that is something that the powers that we do need to address. I don't know what the police are doing. They seem to have no plan, no idea. They seem to be responding to situations, then putting in preventative measures. And I know you've spoken about that quite a bit. I would say, Tim, the pillars of a society would be education, healthcare, and security. Would you agree with that?
Yes, sir. Readily, I agree with you on that.
If you have, let's say, society would be a house. There's no healthcare, so that's one pillar. There's definitely no handle on the crime situation. That's another pillar. Do you expect that society to stand?
No.
Okay, because if you need three pillars and two of the three are gone, then it's not going to work. So just a concerned citizen, and like I say, I listen frequently. I've never called into any program, but I feel like if we need more people to speak on these issues, we need to bring it to the authorities. I hear people complain about water. I mean, we're in 2026, Tim. Is there no plan to bring water to certain areas?
And the Prime Minister also says, with regard to the water shortages, take personal responsibility as well, you know. So,
Tim,
I mean, the PM is passing the buck. All the responsibilities that, should be his, he passed it on to the St. Lucian citizenry at the micro level, at the household level. We need national responses to those major problems in our country, caller.
I absolutely agree. Let me ask you a question, too. If you were to hire someone, let's say as basic as to cut your grass, and they come to your home and they're washing your car tire, would you not say that's not what I hired you for?
Yes, exactly.
Would I need to keep you? Because I had you for one job and you're clearly not doing that job. So typically if someone is hired to do a job and they cannot fulfill that role, what happens?
I mean, people don't like you when you're so blunt, when you put things in that kind of perspective.
Well, Tim, I don't know if I'm going to call you again. I have to be as blunt as I can be to get the message across.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we have a lot going on. I would not know where to start. I know that we need to be solution-oriented and not just talk about the problems, but I think those that are in charge should be more open. I remember listening to one of your programs and they called in and they talk about, responsibility of the journalist to ask certain questions. Well, where's the responsibility for those in charge? So we can get better journalists, but we cannot get better politicians. Do you know the level of intelligence of some of the solutions, most of the solutions that we have earned? This is the persons representing us? I mean, Tim, I think we should find a way to put some better people, in charge of the country if we are to move forward. But I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay.
And you taking my call.
Thank you so much for calling, sir. You too. Thank you so much for calling. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. I think we have another call. Hello, good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Timothy.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Comment vous allez?
Moi bien. Vous-même?
Ah, pas trop mal.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Timothy, après tu m'as beaucoup bon match. Matin moi dou. Ça qui est l'idée moi là. Puis bon matin on parler about est-ce carnival a fini? Mais nous t'en résultat stabilité to head at. You said our prime minister said to drink 2.5 beers and the other half leave it for the children. That's a parable, Mr.
You heard the prime minister,
Yes.
Well, that's what he said.
But I don't understand. Explain it. Was that parable?
Well, the prime minister did not mean that literally.
Okay,
all right?
Okay.
He don't mean that you drink 2.5 beers and the other half, put it in a water bottle or the juice bottle of the children, etc. What he's saying is that if you have $5, drink one Heineken and the rest. Well, Heineken is $5 anyway, as far as I'm aware. Right? But anyway, don't splurge. Don't waste all your money on alcohol, etc. But leave a little something in the kitty for the children to go to school.
Okay. Then the next point I want to say, you said about the license, $300 for 3 years.
You remember it was $150, right?
$150.
Increased to $300. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I don't pay license for 3 years. I pay license every year, which is $150. So how much money I pay for the 3 years now?
That's $450.
So you see the maths? Huh? So if you don't have the 300, you pay.
But it's a choice that you have, caller?
Very well.
Yeah. Or if you can pay for 3 years.
Yeah. When we talk of finance and people don't understand maths, but those who play with maths or figures, there was a time they used to say the price goes up, the price goes down. Now it's stopped. Now all these are maths they place in people's mind. Things like rum, like food, like gas, they can play in your mind how they want it that. Then you buy what you need. It's not what you want in this time of age, as the Prime Minister said. The little money you have, try not to spend it too much on alcohol. And alcohol is a big business.
It is, yeah.
Huh? All right, and thank you, Mr. Timothy. Some other time, let me hear somebody have to say.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much for that contribution. We'll see if we have a call on the landline. In the meantime, let me go through your WhatsApp messages. And this WhatsApp message, it says there... okay, let's take a call. Good afternoon, NewsSpin, you on the air.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Hi, good afternoon to you, caller.
How are you doing, Tim?
Am I right? How about you?
I'm great. Yeah, condolences go out to John Slade. This is a man I grew up around the area, Fulasho and around the Catholic Church as well. Because John Slade and them used to be very close to the Catholic Church as well. And he lived a life of him. You know, he tried to change, but however, it was difficult because it was cunning, baffling, and powerful. You know, as the big book says, some die trying to leave the habits, and some end up in institution, jail. You know, some end up in the madhouse. But he was the one that tried. He spoke to me on numerous occasions. That's why I want to. But it is cunning, baffling, and powerful, Tim. That was the bottom line. You have to understand for yourself. 1 is too many and 1,000 was never enough. So he couldn't understand that part. But God has taken him into his hand, and if the life that he lived that was caused by some greedy people in this world, it was because they have some selfish people, Tim. It's all about them, the money. You know, they don't care who's sad once they're glad. They sell anything to make money. Drugs, cocaine, you know, alcohol. They see you drunk, they still sell alcohol for you. Cunning, baffling, and powerful. This is the St. Lucia we're living in today. But another one busted us. Anyway, Tim, Carnival, Tim, we need to draw the line somewhere. I agree to that gentleman that first Poleon made the statement. There are too many of it, Tim. You go, I mean, you had Castries, and then we moved to Grosili. You understand? It was just one and one. Then you move to Beaufort. Then you move to Soufre. You move to Miku. You move to Canaries. It's just a bacchanal all over the place, Tim. I believe they need to draw the line according to the priest somewhere. You know? Alcohol on the street 24/7, and you know, people lose control. Tim, you know what happened on Saturday, Sunday night? Those youths at the gas station by the Denry bus stand, Tim?
No, tell me.
Tim, there was about 8 young men. Each of them had about 4 bricks in there. People had to pull out from the gas station, run, leave gas and move. I was one of them, Tim. Leave gas and move. Stone was just pelting. I was the one who called the police and tell them, you know, I could make it public, yes. Because no, we cannot take away, you know, our safety. These youths cannot do these things. When I went to the station, the officer made a statement to me. What is happening? Again, what is happening tonight? There were 8 young men, Team. Each of them had 2 bricks in the hand, Team. And they just started pelting left, right, and center. If you take windscreen, you know, they take it, they don't care. They were pelting after each other. Team, and this is reality. You all should call for the clip from the gas station. There should be a clip. You understand?
But how do we bring those things under control, caller? It's becoming the norm now. How do we address it? Do we ignore it? Do we say it's a case of personal responsibility? Do we leave it to the people to behave themselves? What do we do?
No, we can't leave it to the people. The police need to be more vigilant. The police need to be out. The police need, and I keep saying, that moonlight thing where police and them comes in, they start at 7, they finish at 5, and they go home and sleep. There is no time for investigation, or they go on they work for the bureau, or they go and work security. The government of the day need to increase on the salary of the policemen. They need to give the policemen more opportunities for load, bigger opportunities, wider opportunities, where they could make the family comfortable, so they don't have to chase the dollar. Right now, the police and them is in more competition than us in business. So you become a police officer, Tim, and then by the time you spend your first 3 years you're inside it, you could see that laissez-faire attitude towards the force. They take a different direction, either go into taxi, bus, or something. So the time these guys supposed to spend investigating crime, going into the community and knowing about the people that they accuse. These guys are on a truck going down to Viewfort Cell in Henneken.
Yeah, but caller, there will always be moonlighting where the police will be working in collaboration or coordination with private security personnel. You need the police to engage in that kind of extra work because of the training, because of the expertise, and things of that nature. You need it. So I think it just needs to be better. I think it needs to be better coordinated. And there needs to be a concerted effort on the part of law enforcement, the Royal St. Lucia Police Force in St. Lucia, to maintain the peace. Because, as somebody said earlier on, it is a case of just imagining that something will happen, something illegal will happen in any part of the community or the society. A fight will break out, etc. Somebody will be injured, gunshots, firing of gunshots, and so on. Just imagine it, and it will happen. So we need to step up our vigilance, caller, as a society. We need to do it.
I'm aware of that, but Tim, how are you going to do it when you're limited in staff? You have you have a handful of police officers, right? Now, those same police officers supposed to be backhand or backup officers when they need you at any time. There's nothing like you going from one job to another job, Tim. Your focus needs to be on the police force. There's enough people, Tim, enough security firms to go and do security job. Train those guys to go and do security job for outside companies. Tim, if the police and them need, comfort, the government's supposed to give them that, like, if they want to get a big house or they want to get 2 vehicles, easy loan. Go to the bank and you could get that. You could make yourself comfortable.
Okay, but caller, I mean,
these guys are chasing.
No, caller, it's off-duty police officers who are using their spare time to do extra work, caller. I don't think we could take that away from those police officers. And by extension, they are benefiting.
It's going to be difficult for us.
Caller, they are benefiting, and the wider society is also benefiting as well.
I think they're benefiting, but the country is not benefiting, Tim. Because these guys are actually, Tim, when you look at it, right? When you look at it, the people, right, are paying you to do a job. When you knock off, Tim, you go on home. I come and I make a complaint in the morning. 9 o'clock in the morning, I make a complaint. By 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the evening, you knocked off. That time you already go on to another job. What investigation that you're doing on that complaint that I made to you? There's no investigation because you want to do your other job. Are you telling me that these guys should not be going to the community and find out about the complaint? I just say my house was breaking and entered, right? Should not this officer come into the community and find out who are the people that is actually would be responsible for doing something like that, or who are the people that you could trust, who are the people that you cannot trust, and who is the famous person that would go and rob your homes and so on, so they could do the investigation and find out where the stuff gone. By the time you go back and you check the officer on vacation, or the officer go and do he have his weekend off, so you cannot get an officer. And the crooks and them, they know they can do the thing Friday, and they could get away with it. They don't have a problem because the police and them always sick, always off, always on a cross. If there's something coming up with the police, so the case will just die out.
Okay, caller. The NewsSpin statistician is a retired police officer. He's trying to get the line, so we'll speak with him on that. Thank you so much for calling. We have the NewsSpin statistician via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you, sir. You're on the air.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm fine, man.
I take it you've been listening to the contribution by the previous caller about moonlighting?
That what?
Off-duty police officers who take on secondary jobs?
TB, let me tell you something. I work special duty. I hate the word moonlighting thing.
Mm-hmm.
There are a number of us. I used to head, right? a special duty task force team. And I hope the partners I'm going to call don't mind me calling their names. I had guys like Pancras Albert, who became Deputy Commissioner of Police. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Among others. We had those who became commissioner. Right? We're in charge of the hotels, the banks, private firms. Most of my children went to school, all my children went to school through special duty, although some of them went to school on police scholarships.
Yeah.
They went to universities with the help of special duty. And we had John coming on air. John should know better. When a policeman shows signs of having any other means than his salary, he's called corrupt. Isn't that so?
Yes.
But there you are policemen earning an honest living, Tim, an honest living. They are very visible. The banks call them to do cash escorts. The hotels call them to prevent undesirables from coming on the compounds. Right? The Carnival Development Corporation call them all through the season. The Calypso tents call them. Right? The only thing different now is that they don't have an organized police special duty team. They have those undercutting each other. You understand what I'm saying, Tim?
Yeah.
Well, that's what we use to send our children to school, Tim. Tim, when I joined the police force, my salary was $150 a month, you know, Tim. $150 a month. And I had children.
What year was that?
1975.
Okay.
So it was special duty, you know, Tim. Special duty that enabled us to survive. Nobody can point a finger at us and call us corrupt. We were very visible. They could see us. We used to be on the along the bands to Ruby Morning. We could be seen. There were very, very, very few criminal activities taking place on Ruby Morning. Central Police would have about 55 prisoners in the cell. We would take care of all the troublemakers. And John knows better than that. His father is my friend. He knows me well. Every time we hear people talk about policemen, they're corrupt. But they are policemen earning an honest living, and people have problems with that. But Tim, that's not my issue. Tim, there's a very, very dangerous precedent that's about to unfold in this country. Right? The bill before the House about pre-bargaining, Tim, that's going to open a can of worms, Tim. I'm not well informed about it, but I'm not going to comment about that just yet. I'm waiting to hear more. But that's going to open a can of worms, Tim. Right? The paroling system for convicted criminals, that too is another issue, Tim. That is going to set a dangerous precedent. Tim, pretty soon, guys who are not guilty of a crime, because they've been on remand for so long, you know what they'll do, Tim? Is plead guilty so that they could take about 6 months or a year, for a crime they did not commit, And a man who commit murder, Tim, knowing that his back is against the wall, he'll take a lesser plea of manslaughter, Tim. Get a lesser sentence. You see where I'm coming from, Tim?
Yes, I do.
But I don't want to comment on it too much because I don't know the full details of the bill yet. And the person who's proposing the bill, Tim, is a former police officer. He's a minister. I hope he go through all the details along with the Attorney General and comb that bill, right? I heard a former minister comment. That former minister don't know what she's talking about because the reason she gave doesn't hold water. But Tim, on a lighter side, although it's a very, very sorrowful moment for me, Tim, every time I'd gone to Castries and I entered the boulevard, I had a voluntary bodyguard.
John Slade.
You know who that is, Tim.
Yeah.
Very loud, very vocal. This is boss James Mikwe. I'll be walking with my escort, but John Slade would alert everybody who this man is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that goes to show him that bill before Parliament about the plea bargaining. Sometimes, no matter how long you've been away from prison walls, Tim, people don't forget you, Tim. People don't forget you. Because John Slade has been out for a very long time, Tim. I don't know what the circumstances of the case, whatever the case may be, you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
But he'd been, I won't say clean, but I've not heard he'd been involved with the law in the past 20 years or so.
Maybe not so long. Maybe about the last, maybe 10 years. Not 20.
Yeah.
Not 20.
But I know him very well. I know his brother, you know. But
there was John Slade and Junior Slade.
Junior Slade, I know very, very well. I know
and the Slade is the name of their father.
And you know what business he had, Tim.
Exactly. Brothels. Yes.
All right. But John must be very careful what he say about police officers. Right? We have over 1,500 police officers in the force right now. I stand to be corrected, along with the SPCs I'm in team. So the investigator of a crime might not be the one doing a special duty. You know what I'm saying, Tim?
Mm-hmm.
Right? We have enough young police officers to do that. So you can't condemn police officers for making special duty because the police is in demand, Tim. The business space is one police officer, serious police officers to be around them, you know, to prevent these crooks from coming in.
Yes.
You know? Anyway, Tim, take care.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for calling. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. We have some more still to come, so you don't want to stay away. You want to remain with the broadcast because you never know what to expect.
Advance your career at Lightspark Training with a globally recognized certification. Conveniently located on High Street, Castries, Lightspark offers a wide range of programs to make the most of your career. Certifications in project management, risk management, quality management, marketing, ACC accounting, human resources, Microsoft, Cisco, and IT technician certification, graphic design, web design, and programming. Complete a diploma in accounting in 6 months or a bachelor's degree in just over a year. Call us today at 451-8918 or visit us at www.lightspark.com.
Are you looking for premium quality, frozen fresh at an unbeatable price? Visit Kenty's today, your one-stop shop for wholesale and retail liquor and frozen foods. Now fully stocked with chicken wings, chicken legs, chicken necks, pigtails, turkey wings, and so much more. Visit Kenty's on Chaussee Road today or give them a call at 461-3446. Kenty's, frozen fresh, great prices, and service you can trust.
First National Bank is here for you. Let's make your first wish come true. With a mortgage built around you, tailored to make sure everything's smooth. 100% financing, it's true. Get a first wish mortgage, it's the best move. Get your mortgage now and fulfill your first wish. Just knowing that First National Bank is here for you. Let's make your first wish come true.
Visit your First National Bank branch or firstnationalbankonline.com to apply for your first wish mortgage.
Prepare for the hurricane season by ensuring trees and other objects on your property won't get tangled in overhead wires. Be careful. Ensure ladders and tools don't come within 10 feet of power lines. If a tree is near electrical lines, don't try to trim it yourself. Contact Lucelec at 452-2165 or 454-6617. Be smart. Stay safe.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for Toombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
The very popular Catch a Day is back, and the buzz is going around like a busy bee. And it makes sense because customers are guaranteed 15% off on all cash machines. People have been itching to hear this news, and it's finally here. The dates, August 28th and 29th, 2026. The place is Europa Hardware in Massad. The event is Catch a Day for the fathers, men and ladies too. Everyone wants to pay less and get more. This is your time. Vacuum cleaners, pressure washers, steam cleaners, upholstery cleaners, carpet cleaners, floor scrubbers, and more. Don't say if I knew. Now you know. 452-0763 Europa.
Clocked out. Now is the time to head up. Join us at the Bellevue Hotel Rooftop Lounge for the Rooftop After Work Lime, happening every last Thursday from June through November. We kick things off Thursday, June 25th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Come through for sunset views, team cocktails, good music, great people, and the kind of lime that makes you forget about that work email. Bring your crew, meet somebody new, and enjoy a different seasonal vibe every month. Entry is US $40 per person. Space is limited, so don't get left downstairs. Call 456-1800 to reserve your spot. The Rooftop After Work Lime at Bellevue Hotel. Your new favorite way to end the month.
When your doctor recommends an MRI, choose La Clinique de Corps. Right here in St. Lucia, the advanced GE 1.5 Tesla MRI provides detailed imaging without ionizing radiation. Your scan is performed by a qualified GE-trained technologist with careful image quality checks and expert radiologist reporting. Reports are usually ready within 24 to 48 hours, with same-day reporting available for urgent cases. Major insurance accepted. Coverage depends on your plan. Bring or send your MRI referral directly to La Clinique de Corps. Call 451-6559, that's 451-6559, or WhatsApp 721-9950, 721-9950. La Clinique de Corps, advanced GE MRI, clear images, expert radiologist reports.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay. Flow is keeping you connected.
Happy birthday, my little Karina. Let's measure you and see how tall you grew this year. Wow, you grow so fast.
Just like Karina, you too can grow your investments into the future with a fixed deposit investment account at Capita Financial. You'll earn higher interest on your savings and pay no monthly fees. Whether you're a business, personal investor, or golden saver with long-term savings or retirement planning, needing your money to work for you, Capita Financial Services has a fixed deposit that's right for you. Visit capitacaribbean.com or email st.lucia@capitacaribbean.com to make a secure, dependable investment today.
St. Lucia, are you ready? The Kings are back. This August, come experience the excitement of the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League cricket as the St. Lucia Kings light up the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground. Join us on August 12th, 14th, 16th, 19th, and 21st from 7 p.m. Come for the cricket, come for the entertainment, come for the music, the vibes, the food, and the unforgettable atmosphere. Bring your friends, bring your family, and wear your King's colors with pride as we defend our home turf. St. Lucia Kings, one nation, one pride. Get your tickets now and be part of the action at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground.
The savings are bigger at Pastush Global Trade. It's the Pastush Summer Special, running all month long with unbeatable prices on the quality materials you trust. Get ready mix for just $115 per yard and concrete sand for only $120 per yard. Need blocks? We've got you covered. Strongest blocks at the best prices. And here's the deal you just can't afford to miss. Buy 10 yards and pay only $110 per yard for the entire month of August. Visit Pastush Global Trade in Cul-de-sac behind Essential Hardware. We're open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call us today at 489-0074 or 584-2514.
I try to talk refined, but English never reach where Creole touch the mind.
Ça nous a fait après-midi, c'est nous a basically legalize succès. Et manly decently si préparé assez pour legalize ça. Parce que là nous écouter ces chanter à jouer les radio nous. Ces chanter à dit fire upon informers. Et ces chanter à promote violence contre monde qui aide.
Senator, no, but
the Creole therapy.
I am shocked, and I think you need to retract this statement, be it in English or Creole. You can legalize to say, Senator, there is no place for that in this house. I am asking you to retract this statement so it can be stricken off the record immediately.
Madam President, I'm trying to find an appropriate word then, because if someone is guilty of a crime and they're convicted, but they could provide information to the police on someone else and they get a lesser sentence.
Senator, I am not the expert on Creole, but I certainly know what Susé means. And in this place, in this house, as honorable members, we are not going there. I am asking you again to retract that statement that you made so it could be stricken off the record.
Nous allons encourager les gens qui font crime, si on a information sur l'autre monde, pour dire ça y est l'autre monde, laisse ça y est plus easy sentence. Et ça me dit à manly de simplicité, pas oui pour ça.
Parce que et puis yo, ça quoi y tout. Ah, lang maman yo, ça qui veut ce monde ça, yo ka fou.
An exchange during a sitting of the House of Assembly, the Senate last week, between opposition Senator Elisha Norbert and President of the Senate, Alvina Reynolds. Turn my attention now to you, Jante. Let's find out what's happening in the chat room, and in just a moment, we'll be hearing from the political lead of the SLP and Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Mr. Philip JPS, speaking on the whole SSDF scandal.
Starting off on YouTube, our first comment reads, "A lot of angry men in St. Lucia. The arguments always lead to murder. The criminals get bailed. A good example is Joyce and Omar's tragedy. Is the Thomas guy who got knocked with a stone in Babonneau related to the one who got shot in Castries?" Another YouTube comment here reading, "There should be no community carnival in August. I agree. We are living in an evil and lawless society. Expect things to get worse. Caller, there is no resources to monitor crime happening right now, especially with all that Fed taking place in every community." Moving to Facebook, our first comment reads, Mr. Prime Minister, stop all your meetings and start addressing Richard Frederick's checks for sex. SSDF money does not belong to you or your government. We have another comment here saying the police cannot prevent anything from happening. They're only responding after the fact. Lucian's like too much bacchanal. The church was right outside and nobody thought to go praise God, but is the carnival they were into. Why should there be carnival festivities all over the country weeks after the main event? I believe this administration keeps these events because they don't want the people to remain focused on the level of alleged corruption taking place within this Philip J. Pierre administration. So their agenda is to keep the people occupied with culture partying. A few comments are reading, we can't blame the festival itself. We have to lay the blame on the St. Lucians who can't find ways to handle their disputes. The only thing the police know are roadblocks. Tim, it seems, will be having general elections soon because of the way the SFE is campaigning right now. When the opposition is down and out, strike them to remain in power without doing any work. They are aiming for a 17-0 instead of doing the work. We have more comments from our Facebook page reading, Tim, say what he said, don't add or subtract anything. If he meant something else, he would not have said, give the children the other half, referring to the remaining half bear. Why didn't he save the bears during the elections and give the people the monies? So PJP put a 2.5% levy and he leave the other half for the school children. We have another comment here reading, Tim, do you really think our current crop of police officers have the level of intellect to be proper officers? Most of them believe showing screwface and bullying is the best part of policing. Most of these police officers will not make the grade on the basic recruitment of police officers in a real country. And our final comment so far, so Shas would say the identical thing with Pierre, and everybody would say Pierre is a genius, but Shas is a fool. Is that racist?
Thanks so much, Jante, for that update. Let's hear now from Prime Minister of St. Lucian, political leader of the SLP, Mr. Philip J. Pierre, speaking on the SSDF during his Castries East constituency AGM.
This guy writes people who want to help us. It is very difficult to get money to fund social programs. The IMF, they lend money. They give you grants under certain conditions. The World Bank give you low interest loans under certain conditions. They say to you that your social expenditure, most of it should be financed from your recurrent surpluses. Most of it. That's what they say. They say that you have to control your expenses, generate revenue, and get a surplus to fund your social expenditure. That's what most of them say. But there are institutions that help fund social expenditure directly. And they take that money and they put it in organizations like the SSDF. That's where they put it. They put it there because they want to make it easier for people to get relief. They want to make it easier for poor people, underserved people, people of low income to be able to get relief. And no man must be allowed to destroy that. No man must be allowed to destroy that. And if the United Workers' Party believe that they can write and malign and write the Caribbean Development Bank, a bank that St. Lucia has such a good record with, you can write the Caribbean Development Bank, a bank that gives us low interest loans to build schools, to do the basic needs trust fund, so poor people can get water, poor people can get footpaths. If they believe that they can write that institution to damage the name of St. Lucia. So the people of St. Lucia cannot get these loans, cannot get this support because you want to get in political power. That will not happen. Just, you believe, if you can make the people of St. Lucia suffer, they will get rid of Philip J. Pierre. So what you do? You try to block all these avenues. All these avenues. So the first generation scholarships, where we say the children of poor people where no one in the household or in the family ever had a chance to afford a university education. We say to them, we will give you what we call first generation scholarships. So you, at least one person in the family, can begin by going to university and getting a degree. At least one. You want to stop that? And if you know, the number, when you say to you, what Pierre, what in Marshall voting for Pierre for? You know there are a number of people from this constituency who have become doctors, lawyers, engineers. A young boy will become agriculturist very soon. And nurses, accountants, they work in the banks. All of them came to my Christmas party. You understand? That is the generation that we've developed in Castries East. That's what we've developed. So when we are trying to build that and you want to destroy it because the people rejected you, we must not allow anybody to stop that. So the SSDF will continue. Let me say it again. The SSDF will continue. And we will do what we have to do to ensure that the SSDF continues. So no letter writing, no postbook posting, no radio program will stop the SSDF from doing what it has to do for the people of St. Lucia. So I said to you, I will not condone any wrongdoing. And I've said to the men and women there, any one of you that is proven that you're in corruption, I will fire you. And I will pay for it. I will pay for it for the political consequences that politicians pay. Because in the cabinet, the prime minister makes decisions as to who sits there. In the party makes decisions as to who is there. So when you act as prime minister, the party can make you pay for it if they believe that you're wrong. But I say it again, any minister who is proven to be involved in corruption, I will fire them. And pay for it politically. And pay for it politically. Because I prefer to leave a government intact, a government of integrity, a government that sees about the people of this country than be prime minister of this country. So if I have to pay the political price, I will pay the political price. I still live where I was born. So I have no problems. I have no problems. This job is a temporary job. It's temporary. Nobody done the prime minister for me. You made me prime minister. So when the time comes and I have to go, I will go. But no man will hold me to ransom. or no man will put this country in any position because I want to be Prime Minister. Never.
Prime Minister of St. Lucia and political leader of the St. Lucia Labour Party says that no man will hold me to ransom or no man will put this country in any position because I want to be Prime Minister. Never. The quote attributed to the Prime Minister. We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you're
Hello,
here.
good afternoon. Good afternoon, Timothy.
Yes, ma'am. Good
How are
afternoon to
you?
I'm okay. How about you?
Oh, today I'm fine, fabulous. However, I'm a bit worried and I am a bit sad about what I heard for Babano. To me, all of these things should have stopped by now, but you're still hearing a lot of having good times and these things occurring, and I don't know, St. Lucia, when will we get into to becoming a disciplined country? I don't know, but that was not what I called you about. I listened to the Prime Minister a while ago. Wow. I love to hear him speak. Let's see if he's going to throw water on his words. Let's see. Timothy, I heard him saying that gentlemen should, drink less and take care of their children. And so I didn't hear him say that before Carnival, though. I didn't hear him say that before the elections, though. But I'm hearing that now that school is opening, he's saying fathers have to look after their children. Fathers have to look after their children all of the time, not only now. Timothy, I read over the weekend, now you're going to say, here she goes again, and I know I will get a lot of enemies because of the way I think and the way I know, because I know this is one of the reasons why the fabric of our community is being destroyed, is because of that, part of that. Timothy, I read where the Catholic Archbishop? He wrote a article in the newspaper where he is saying that Carnival should not be what it is. Timothy, as far as I am concerned, Carnival should be stopped. It should be stopped. There is nothing we getting from that. Change the name of it to probably an art and cultural festival, and turn it to something like, you remember what we had for Independence, where there were trucks with different things and people were there. And sometimes you look at those programs on television where there are those big orchestras on the road, and persons not whining and getting on and so, but they're properly cladded, and these things are being managed. And if you don't do certain things, you will be penalized.
Cole, are you talking? I think you're talking about heaven.
No. We can have heaven on earth, Timothy. You can't have heaven on earth.
You're talking about
if you
heaven.
read your Bible, there can be heaven on earth. But you have to do certain things to have heaven on earth. So, Timothy, you listening to me now?
I'm listening to you.
They need to stop Carnival. Let's not play black and white. Take it off altogether, because it's not going in the right direction. Timothy, when our Minister of Tourism went to Dubai to advertise Carnival, was that what we saw this year? Did he advertise that? No. He advertised something beautiful. But look at what he's giving us. Look at what they're giving us. No, Timothy. It needs to be stopped. And the church needs to say no. No, if y'all cannot follow procedures, y'all cannot follow rules and regulations, stop it and change it to something different where there is no whining and dancing and thing on the road. And I know, Timothy, I know I will get enemies for that. But this is how I feel, because we have to prepare for the generation coming. If what I see there is what the generation coming is going to get, Timothy, people shouldn't have children. And another thing, Timothy, I've noticed, right now, women are dressing like prostitutes. Women now coming towards you and they dress anyhow. They breast is in your face. They pants. The bigger they are, the shorter the pants. All their backs out. No, we have to have some form of discipline in the country. We don't have that. And where is decent,
Caller, I think,
indecent exposure
Caller, what are you asking
There's
for?
no such thing as that anymore.
What are you asking
and Timothy,
for?
don't tell me nothing about heaven. Because at your home, you want your rules and regulations to be followed. In the country, rules and regulations have to be followed.
All right, so therefore what you're calling for is a theocracy, Caller. You want to have a religious
at your
leader.
Home. Don't you have children, Timothy?
You want to have a religious
have
leader.
children, Timothy?
You want to have a religious leader at the helm of the government, Caller. This is not a
Timothy,
theocracy.
but therefore, do not ask for the church to talk. If you don't want what I just said there, do not ask for the church to talk. Because when the church talk, you're all saying the same old thing. The church need to say, stop it. If this is a Christian community, stop it. Because it does not go in alignment with the Bible. Stop it.
We don't have a Christian
Timothy,
community that is 100%, Caller.
Timothy.
Okay? We have.
So why when they went to Dubai, they
we
were
have
dressed differently?
atheists. We have Rastafarians.
Timothy, why when they went
We
to
have
advertise
Muslims,
us
you
in
name it.
Dubai, they were dressed differently? Tell me why.
I could hear your brother in the background saying what?
Oh, Timothy, you know I like you a lot because you like
Your
carnival.
brother is
I
in the
see that
background.
already. You like carnival. You like carnival, Timothy. But I'm serious.
Mhm.
This needs to stop. Timothy, that wall that they're talking about there.
The Bamba Mall.
Everybody talking about
You're
the
afraid
wall.
to say the Bamba Mall. You're afraid to say the
I'm not
Bamba
going to
Mall.
call it that because it does not need that name. I'm not going to call it that.
Okay.
Timothy, stop carnival altogether. All together and give the children something better. In St. Lucia, we have too many doctors, too many bachelor's degrees, too many master's degrees. They cannot think of something different. Up to today, after hundreds of years, it's the same thing, and you cannot think of something different. Yes, of course, costumes will be there. Of course, our artistry will be there. But this nakedness and this thing that's coming on there right now, we're going to pay for it, Timothy. We are going to pay for it. I think the church need to put their foot down, stop it, and not stop saying, no, it's okay, go do it and come back. No way. No. So, Timothy, it was nice talking to you. You know I like to talk to you, eh?
Same here. Thank you so much for calling.
Yeah, bye-bye, Tim.
Okay, bye-bye. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. We'll be back in a moment with one final update by Jante. We also have our NewsSpin news of the day. Stay with us.
Advance your career at Lightspark Training with a globally recognized certification. Conveniently located on High Street, Castries, Lightspark offers a wide range of programs to make the most of your career. Certifications in project management, risk management, quality management, marketing, ACC accounting, human resources, Microsoft, Cisco, and IT technician certification, graphic design, web design, and programming. Complete a diploma in accounting in 6 months or a bachelor's degree in just over a year. Call us today at 451-8918 or visit us at www.lightspark.com.
It's time to play easy as 1, 2, 3. All right, contestants, answer this. What's as easy as 1, 2, 3?
1. Driving my new car. 2. Moving into my dream home. 3. Earning more interest on my savings.
We have a winner. Tell us, what's your secret?
Capita Financial Services.
Feel like a winner every day with safe investments and easy personal financing for your vehicle, land, or home. Visit CapitaCaribbean.com or email st.lucia@CapitaCaribbean.com.
When your doctor recommends an MRI, choose La Clinique du Corps. Right here in St. Lucia, the advanced GE 1.5 Tesla MRI provides detailed imaging without ionizing radiation. Your scan is performed by a qualified GE-trained technologist with careful image quality checks and expert radiologist reporting. Reports are usually ready within 24 to 48 hours, with same-day reporting available for urgent cases. Major insurance accepted. Coverage depends on your plan. Bring or send your MRI referral directly to La Clinique du Corps. Call 451-6559, that's 451-6559, or WhatsApp 721-9950. 721-9950. La Clinique du Corps. Advanced GE MRI. Clear images, expert radiologist reports.
Are you looking for premium quality, frozen fresh at an unbeatable price? Visit Kenty's today, your one-stop shop for wholesale and retail liquor and frozen foods. Now fully stocked with chicken wings, chicken legs, chicken necks, pigtails, turkey wings, and so much more. Visit Kenty's on Chaussee Road today or give them a call at 461-3446. Kenty's, frozen fresh, great prices, and service you can trust.
Lucilec aveti ou pour point précaution durant saison cyclone sala. Mi an ti commission qui kaywen de ou protéger la vie ou ek propriétaire ou. Kouye Lucilec avant ou trim et ben couper pied bois qui pou ligne électrique. Veillez pour ligne courant électrique avant ou monter l'échelle. Fait assurer l'échelle, scaffold et bout zouti ou ka servi pas venir moins qui 10 pieds hors ligne courant électrique. Pas jamais servi appliance et ben zouti qui ka servi courant électrique. Des wall côté qui mouillé et ben en la pli. Ça, c'était en commission hors de Lucilec.
Exceeding your expectations is what we strive for at Lazarus Funeral Home. Losing a loved one isn't something you can foresee. Since the beginning, affordability has been one of our priorities. Every day we're proving that burials don't have to be expensive. If cost is a factor in your time of bereavement, call Lazarus Funeral Home. We have coffins starting at $800 plus taxes. Nothing can cause more disappointment than poor quality. Help us help you. Keep your last memory of your loved one sacred. Make it special. Make it Lazarus Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Located at Bibliothèque Castries at 452-7491 and New Dock Road V4 at 454-6555.
We ready for the road, we ready for the road. We First National, your next move bold. We ready for the road, we ready for the road. We First National Bank, your next move bold. Get ready for your next ride with the drive ahead from First National Bank. Enjoy up to 100% financing and rock bottom interest rates on new vehicle loans. Because we're not only here for you, we're driving ahead with you. For the road with First National Bank, your next move bold. Visit one of our partner dealerships, any First National Bank branch or firstnationalbankonline.com today. Promotion runs through November 30th. Terms and conditions apply.
The savings are bigger at Pastouche Global Trade. It's the Pastouche Summer Special, running all month long with unbeatable prices on the quality materials you trust. Get ready mix for just $115 per yard and concrete sand for only $120 per yard. Need blocks? We've got you covered. Strongest blocks at the best prices. And here's the deal you just can't afford to miss. Buy 10 yards and pay only $110 per yard for the entire month of August. Visit Pastouche Global Trade in Cul-de-sac behind Essential Hardware. We're open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call us today at 489-0074 or 584-2514.
Stop paying full price. With Flow, you can slash your bill in half. You heard right. Cut your mobile bill in half when you add mobile to internet. That's the most reliable Wi-Fi at home. Plus, all the data you need on the go. So don't wait. Double your connection and double your value for half the price. Add mobile to internet today. Visit in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
St. Lucia, are you ready? The Kings are back. This August, come experience the excitement of the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League cricket as the St. Lucia Kings light up the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground. Join us on August 12th, 14th, 16th, 19th and 21st from 7 p.m. Come for the cricket, come for the entertainment, come for the music, the vibes, the food and the unforgettable atmosphere. Bring your friends, bring your family, and wear your King's colors with pride as we defend our home turf. St. Lucia Kings, one nation, one pride. Get your tickets now and be part of the action at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground.
The very popular Catch a Day is back, and the buzz is going around like a busy bee. And it makes sense because customers are guaranteed 15% off on all Kasha machines. People have been itching to hear this news, and it's finally here. The dates, August 28th and 29th, 2026. The place is Europa Hardware in Massad. The event is Kasha Day for the fathers, men and ladies too. Everyone wants to pay less and get more. This is your time. Vacuum cleaners, pressure washers, steam cleaners, upholstery cleaners, carpet cleaners, floor scrubbers, and more. Don't say if I knew. Now you know. 452-0763 Europa.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. Let me turn my attention to you, Shanti, and let's find out what's happening in the chat room.
Starting off on YouTube, our first comment reads, Agree caller, the church always talking, we just don't listen. There's no carnival in St. Lucia, there's a festival. Carnival is Catholic, it's supposed to be before Lent. I do agree, stop it, it is not carnival. Over on Facebook, our first comment reads, the government should implement conflict resolution classes in our schools from kindergarten to Form 5. Also, we should teach our children how to solve problems without violence from an early age. Due to the numbers expected at those community carnivals, wouldn't the police know how many policemen and women would be required to man the event? If we're saying not enough manpower, why give the green light for the event? So you're saying that what RF was doing was a social program? A few comments here reading, I don't know how people trust this man or anything he says. PJP addressed the SSDF scandal and stop blaming the people who are trying to save the funds that come to it. You're afraid of RF but not Shas. This is why you cannot address the matter but blaming Shas for doing what is right. Why doesn't he answer the important questions which need answering by him? Shaking my head. We have more comments from our Facebook page reading, PJP cannot see that his words are already coming back to haunt him. That's not the same SLP Kenny built. In other words, he is not going to do anything about these checks allegations. We have another comment here reading, Carnival is not to be blamed. The church only wants to talk on Carnival, nothing else. Some of y'all are too holy of holiest only when convenient. And our final comment, Carnival is not to be blamed for the violent actions of St. Lucians. Show me the correlation with proof.
Thank you so much, Shanti. We have a WhatsApp message, and this message it reads, Tim, I blame the proponents of Carnival 2 Part 2 and 2 for any deaths, violent attacks, and road accidents that occur in the name of community carnival. Because since when? You cannot tell me that one national carnival spanning from tents all the way to the parade of the bands on Monday and Tuesday is not enough for this small island. We're in August 2026 already, and community carnival is still going on. What are we trying to prove? We have Juve still? Like this incident in Babuno? Are we for real with the people we put in leadership roles? We know the atmosphere with homicides, violent crime, and reckless, deadly driving, and yet we still promote mass crowd activities dominated by heavy alcohol drinking and cavorting non-stop. When will we stop partying and get the children ready for back to school, which, by the way, is a costly undertaking? As far as I care, they need to stop these community Juve and carnivals until our social ills calm down. With social ills so high, this fat culture this administration is breeding will only promote more tragedy and loss for families and place great strain on the health system, as the Archbishop recently lamented. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, Tim, for the life of me, when and where did the UWP or anybody for that matter ask for the SSDF or the first generation scholarships to stop? Why is the Prime Minister doing that? All these untruths just to protect a few people in power? No fini. Have a great day. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Let's see if we have another one. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, there's a huge correlation between the weekly thefts and the weekly homicide occurrences, which an earlier caller did made reference to. If we carefully dissect the comment coming from our Prime Minister at his recent constituency gathering, whereby he attempted to make a cynical distinction between the consumption of bears and considering sharing the balance with their kids, we'll then understand the mindset of why our current Prime Minister is continuing to take us for a ride, as he probably thinks St. Lucia is indeed clown country. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Finally, from us, we have the NewsSpin News of the Day. The NewsSpin News of the Day reads, following a year-long campaign targeting suspected drug-ferrying vessels off Caribbean coasts, the Trump administration announced intentions to expand lethal military counter-narcotics operations to land. Following a year-long campaign targeting suspected drug-ferrying vessels off Caribbean coasts, the Trump administration announced intention to expand the lethal military counter-narcotics operations to land. That's the broadcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. My name is Timothy Poleon. Goodbye.